Good morning. Welcome to Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. Happy Taco Tuesday to everybody. If you have a chance, please go out there and support your favorite taco stand. Our word of the day is cruciverbalist. Cruciverbalist is a person who constructs or solves crosswords. The popularity of the word game apps is thanks to both a lifetime of cruciverbalists and novice players. So there we go. Let's go take a look at cryptocurrencies. Pulled back a little bit here down to 62,878, and it is bouncing today, bouncing between 63 and 64,000 it looks like. So that is where we are there. We did put on, we shorted the $33 BitX. We have 3,000 of the BitX shares, and we shorted the 33 to bring in some extra revenue. So we can go over that a little later. And let us now go to our S&P 500 heat map. Looks like we got a little bit of breakout action on NVIDIA. We did add a little bit of NVIDIA on this move. It's got above 120. We'll breakout action on Uber. And Caterpillar is moving in industrials. And in basic materials, FCX, Newmont Mining seem to be the big action there. Netflix is up 1.8%. Tesla tried to bounce and then sold off and now is bouncing back again. Home Depot up 1.5%. So that is what we're looking at there. Let us go over to our charts. Before we do that, a number of people are concerned about hard landing. A number of markets are looking at a soft landing at the moment, but if you spent a lifetime building up your wealth and don't want it to vanish, like in 2008, this may be a good place to put it. It beats index investing by about 5% per year. It only goes up when the market goes up, does not go down when the market goes down. Goes up the stairs, and can give you a lifetime of income. Right now, they're offering between 10 and 45% bonuses. If you'd like to learn more, please feel free to give me a comment. And let us go over to the charts. This is our IPO of the day, LandBridge. LandBridge is up a little over 8%, breaking out of this consolidation, this higher level. There was the IPO base, came up to 43.08, fell down to 37.28, bouncing off its 50-day moving average. That would have been a nice place to add. And you could have added some more right over here as it cleared this consolidation. So that is LandBridge. FUTU is our stock of the day. It's gapping up a little over 11%. XLB is our ETF of the day, up 1.32%. So there we have that. Let us go to our dollar index. Dollar index is falling, down 0.46%. Gold continues to kind of skyrocket. We had talked about it broke out with a cup with a handle right over here. On this day would have been a good day to buy. And we also talked about the depth of the base right over here. So from the breakout, you could take that right up here. At least going to go up that amount. And it looks like it's pretty close to that right now. So let's take a look at silver. Silver looks like it's breaking out as well. It has cleared this formation. When it filled the gap here, that probably would have been a nice day to add. And then it had this huge gap up right here. Silver is up 5% today. There's copper. Got a gap up on copper. FCX in the S&P 500 heat map we could see was up big time. Tech, it's moving up as well. So this is Southern Copper gapping up as well. So that's where we are there. We'll look at uranium. Uranium is adding to that move. Denison Mines tried to move up and kind of sold off here. Still up 1.13%. We've got a double bottom over here. It's like it's cleared the double bottom and it's filled this gap down area as well. We can see right there it has cleared the double bottom yesterday. Go to our bonds. Bond yields falling slightly today. They were up slightly yesterday. Tried to move higher and then sold off. Take a look at bond pricing, up 0.08%. What the yield is selling off is what the bond prices are going up. Take a look at the bond yields and the 20-year yield. It's down a penny at 2.98% yield. Look at the VIX. VIX is falling again, down 2.64% to 1551. S&P should be up slightly, which it is, up 0.18%. The broader market and the S&P, when you even out equal weight, that the strong weightings from the big cap techs is taken out of the picture, and it's up 0.15%. This looks a little stronger. It's at the top of its pivot. The NASDAQ is bouncing today, up 0.39%. As it tries to get into that pivot area. The equal weight on the NASDAQ is up slightly as well. It's working on a cup with a handle. Here's the Russell 2000 up. Like it's working on a cup with a handle as well. It is up 0.16%. And Dow Jones is up 0.09%. Take a look at industrials. Breaking out over here. Caterpillar was a leader in the industrials. It's gapping up out of its pivot zone today. Got a double bottom followed with a cup with a handle. And it has cleared that. The handle was at 356.56 would have been the buy point. So that is what we're looking at there. As we go over to our news portion, China's central bank lowered interest rates and the government added stimulus designed to bolster the stock market. China's central bank will cut banks' reserve requirement, RRR, by 50 basis points in the near future, bring up about 1 trillion won, or $142.21 billion for new lending, depending on market liquidity situation. Later this year, the RRR may be further lowered by 0.25 to 0.5 percentage points. This is according to the PBOC Governor Han Gongqing said. On to our markets. Danone offered to buy all outstanding shares of Lifeway that it doesn't already own for $283.4 million as of August 6th. Danone had 14.8 million outstanding shares, of which about 23% or 3.45 million are already owned by Danone, a Paris-based food and beverage company. Danone looks like it's trying to break out of this little bit of a consolidation. has been rising quite a bit. I believe they make yogurt and baby products. Take a look at Lifeway. Lifeway gaps up in the news. Look at this huge volume. When it bounced off the 20-day moving average over here, somebody possibly knew something. Onto Starbucks. Starbucks downgraded to underperform from hold at Jefferies and cut target to 76 from 80. This looks like it's working. Gapped up here. We've got a double bottom over here, moved up to its pivot, and it looks like it's building a handle here. We'll see what it does after it falls to its 20-day moving average. Lower Industries, Q4 EPS $1.68 versus consensus of $1.30, rising off of the 20-day moving average, up 6.67%. Makes our RV vehicles for US and Canada under the Airstream and other brand names. Moving on to energy, industrials, and materials. Federal Trade Commission is expected to greenlight U.S. oil producer Chevron's purchase of Hess as soon as this week. Hess continues to rally off of the bottom here. We'll take a look at Chevron. Chevron is rallying about the same. Got a huge volume buy right over here. It's leaving Exxon to challenge the $53 billion deal in its final hurdle. Reuters expected Exxon is down 0.13% onto AAR. Let's say change your ticker symbol. Q1 adjusted EPS 85 cents versus 82 cents. Initially moved up and then it sold off 3.5%. Earnings were only up 9% year over year quarter. Deere shares slipped after hours after Donald Trump said if elected president would look to put tariffs on the company if they moved to manufacturing business to Mexico. I'm just notifying John Deere right now. If you do that, we're putting a 200% tariff on everything you sell into the U.S. And they're still up 0.31%. Hawaiian Electric, 54.05 million share spot secondary, priced at 9.25. They gapped down on this dilution. Nobody likes to be diluted. It's down 10.3%. Moving on to financial, Visa shares slip after Bloomberg reported that the Justice Department plans to file a lawsuit accusing the credit card company of anti-competitive behavior as soon as Tuesday. And they gapped down and they continue down nearly 5%. Hartford Financial Group files for a mixed shelf offering. They're down slightly, 0.13%. Earnings are in 30 days. Moving on to Simon Property Group. They sell $1 billion of senior notes. And the market liked that, I guess, as it seems to be breaking out of this little consolidation, up 1.47%. And moving on to healthcare. Natera, this is something that we currently own, issued a statement regarding its ongoing patent infringement litigation with NeoGenomics. They pull back to the 20-day moving average, down 1%. Neo, in response to inquiries on September 23rd, District Court for Middle District, North Carolina, issued a permanent injunction against NeoGenomics, accused Radar, big R, small a, capital D, low a, big R, SA, which preliminary enjoined December 2023. Natera continues to prosecute its claim against a modified version of Radar for its infringement of Natera's 454 patent. Natera seeks full remedies, including injunctive relief, after the Patent Office denied NeoGenomics' petition for inter partes review, challenging the validity of the 454 patent. So that's the news there. Neogenomics is up 0.06%. Natera is down 1%. Qiagen and Bode Technology partner to advance use of GED Match Pro Forensic Genetic Genealogy Database. And so Qiagen is up slightly, almost 1%. Moving on to technology, media, and telecom. Jamf Holding backs Q3 revenue of 156.5 to 158.5 million. Sells off on that news, down 5%. Liberty Broadband, John Malone's media company, said Monday it was considering an all-stock merger with Charter Communications. Liberty gaps up 28.81% on that news. Massive volume. Let's see what Charter does. Charter's down slightly, 2%. I guess they're concerned about dilution. Finally, Snowflake announces proposed private placement of $2.2 billion of convertible senior notes. Expect to use the net proceeds from offering to pay costs of capped call transactions. So that's the news. It's down 1.5%. That's the news there. Let us move over what's moving up 10%. 200% increase in volume. We're going to adjust your screen a little bit. Bilibili, Chinese provider of high quality content and immersive entertainment experience, gaps up into the pivot zone, up 16.65%. Our stock of the day, FUTU, gaps up 11%. It's financial brokerage company in China. Volume is highest since the base over here. JD.com, another Chinese company, gapping up 13.58%, basically on that news of China lowering its cost, and Liberty Broadband, which we just looked at. So we're going to take a look at the subsectors. The financials are pulling back to its 20-day. Commercial services, Google and Meta are located. Real estate is up slightly. Utilities down slightly. Biotech pulling back to its 50-day moving average. So are the IBB shares ETF. Consumer sector continues to rise. Tesla is moving up 1.24%, and Amazon, these are the two biggest holdings in this area. Consumer staples holding strong between the 10 and 20-day moving average. Healthcare is pulling back a little bit. Was trying to pull up the insurance group. And material sector gapping up. This was our ETF of the day. I think this is the insurance, pulling back a little bit. Banking. This is regional banking. Take a look at SMH. Got a little bit of a bounce with NVIDIA. We'll look at Broadcom. Continue to move on the right side of its base. Needs to clear. It really wasn't a double bottom, so it needs to clear 177.20. Look at infrastructure pulling on up. Healthcare pulling back. Mining and materials got a big gap up, as saw that in materials up close to 5%. Home builders holding steady. The FANG on that NVIDIA and Tesla is bouncing up. So it's kind of in a tight range here. We'll just see if it can break out of this range, which way it moves. Could either move up or down. So that is the story there. We did add NVIDIA today. I believe we added it at probably the high for the day when it was 121. Otherwise, we haven't really done anything. We did add on BitX. We did add the shorts at 33. And on the Terra, we shorted at 130. So we'll see how those two actions, those expire in October. Just bringing up our charts. Kava, continue to hold Kava. See if it pulls back into here. We may consider adding short options in Kava. Take a look at some of the other FANG stocks. Netflix continues to perform well over here. It's like some of the professional money managers continue to nibble at this over here. Now, pulled back and now is bouncing back here. This is something that started an agreement with NVIDIA. They provide blockchain infrastructure, artificial intelligence. Let's take a look at one other thing before we move on. Carpenter continues to do well. This is continuing to look at some things in our portfolio. ACGL is pulling back a little bit, still staying above the 10-day moving average. Lower, slicing through the 20-day moving average. So a reduction in our shares yesterday doesn't look too bad. We'll continue to watch that one. We did a probing position in American Superconductor on this big move. Kind of compare that to ALAB. ALAB had this big move here, then it sold off. Just kind of shows you that some financial money managers are buying in this area, even though it pulled back here, and then it popped back, and it has just been on a continual tear ever since then. So we'll continue to watch that issue. Oracle, we thought about selling yesterday, but I want to just continue to follow our rules. It's way above the gap up. We'll see if it gets support. It possibly could pull back towards its 20-day moving average. We'll continue to watch that. GitLab, same thing. We're just going to hold the gap up here. Sarah. We're considering selling this as it's at our profit goal app. This thing just is amazing. Bought this at 91, didn't buy enough, but it just continues getting strong buying in it. BRT continues to work on the right side of its base. Continue to just get a lot of blue bars in here. Dave had a 2-day pullback, and now it's bouncing a little bit, almost up 1% today. Reddit. See if it can continue working on the right side of its base. Got this pretty good volume right over here. Full profit taking the next day, and it is up 2.4% today. And that's a look at what we're doing. I'm just going to go over to another area here. Clear my list. Looking for something in particular. From a technical basis, the blue dot. So coherent. We continue to watch this. We got stopped out of this. Guess we had our stops a little too high. Just continues to perform really well. And Spotify breaks out of the pivot area here. Pretty strong move today for Scientific. Yeah, looked at that and it looks like it's breaking out there. So that is our report for today. Go out there and support your favorite taco truck. This has been Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. It is your responsibility to do your own due diligence. Keep working on your goals and your activities to support them, and keep surprising yourself and others around you. We look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. Mornings with Michael, helping you make your money work harder than you do.